No one would argue the growth of Skogman companies over the years is an incredible accomplishment. And at the front of the line contributing the success has been President Kyle Skogman himself.
When I started with the company, we were basically a construction company. And over the years, we've evolved more what I would consider a full-service real estate company. By that I mean we still do construction, but besides residential, we also do some commercial construction. We have the largest real estate company in town. Now that my brother Rick first started, now his son Chris is running and doing an excellent job. We have a property and casualty insurance company, and we're also involved in the mortgage loan business.
Kyle says his father had one of the brightest minds in the housing industry. He was his mentor for sure and instilled in him the value of planning ahead.
The advice that I received from my father when I got involved with the business always came back to working hard and being prepared. And he told us time and time again that if you did your homework and you worked hard, that you'd be successful. And I think for the most part, he's been absolutely right.
Kyle was born and raised in Cedar Rapids, found great success in athletics at Washington High School, and then attended Iowa and played quarterback for the Hawkeyes. He joined the family business after graduating in 1974 and still loves it today.
Going to the office is not work. I really enjoy going to the office every day. During the winter, it's not unusual for me to go Saturdays and Sundays, and that's when I do a lot of my planning for the future, because you can go in and be uninterrupted.
Richard Siders, CFO at Skogman, worked side by side with Kyle for nearly 40 years.
Well, he's just a go-to guy. Like I say, natural-born leader, and both employees and family, everybody go to him primarily, to get his opinion. He's just a great leader, best leader I've ever seen.
But there would be challenging times.
Business cycles are tough for every industry. The housing industry, I think, is a little tougher in that our ups are a little higher, but our downs are a little lower. As a result, so many of our colleagues have gone out of business as they don't prepare as well as they should for the downtime. We went through a horrible recession in the early 80s, barely survived that, and learned a lot from it, though. And so as a result, we've had several other downturns that we've been able to manage really quite well, and maybe even turn it a little bit into our benefit.
I think something that's had the biggest impact on Kyle's success is his knowledge of the greater community. He's very well-read in terms of what's going on economically. He studies his industry. And I think taking all that into consideration, he's made very wise decisions in terms of how his company should grow and develop.
And Kyle was doing just that, standing by to make tough decisions when the flood devastated this community back in 2008.
One project that I'm especially proud of is our company's quick response to the flood of 2008. I was at a meeting shortly after the flood with some state legislators, city council, and business leaders. And a state senator said to the group, we have to be able to send a positive message to those that lost their homes and give them reason for hope. And he turned to me and he said, Kyle, when can your company start building replacement homes? And I said, I think in 60 days we could probably start the first home, and shortly thereafter we could have 20 going. And the city turned out to be a great partner, and we did have the first home going 60 days later.
Kyle is an independent thinker who cares very deeply about Cedar Rapids. He's given generously, and I might add effectively, of his time and talents to Cedar Rapids. And you might say that if there's a worthwhile project to improve the quality of life in Cedar Rapids, one can rest assured that Kyle will be in a leadership role.
There was also the Total Child Project, involving the buying and rebuilding of 100 of the 400 homes in the Wellington Heights area. Kyle has always believed community service is serious business. It's not just attending meetings, but actually buckling down and getting things done. Another testament to that, Kyle's 25 years of service on the Mercy Medical Center board, a board that has approved over $500 million to improve the quality of care in the community. He says the projects aren't always easy, but they're worth it.
I was chair of the board when we decided to move forward with the Hall Prine Cancer Center. It was a controversial decision in the medical community, but it's turned into an extraordinary facility that is providing world-class cancer treatment. It's been an outstanding facility, I believe, for the community, and it's serving well for the hospital.
The way that he moves through a decision process, at least with me, is he tends to ask questions. And the questions tend to be both probing, but also extremely insightful. And so in the process of working through the questions that he has, what I find is that my own thought process becomes clearer. And I've seen him do that with groups, with our board, with other groups in the community that I've observed him interacting with.
In housing, there's always something to work on. The biggest challenge involves keeping a good inventory of land and lots.
In housing, oftentimes our plans need to be out 2, 3, and 4 years because it takes so long to purchase land, get it rezoned, platted, and then ultimately put the product on it. And so looking out 2, 3, 4 years is really important in our business.
Married since 1978, wife Susan has been there along the way. The two share 2 children, Hunter and Taylor, who both work as 5th-generation employees at Skogman today. And they tell you they have some pretty special grandchildren, too. Kyle is an avid reader and enjoys golfing. In fact, he's golfed with the same group on Saturdays for 20-plus years now, and we shouldn't leave out the 4 handicap. He says at 66 years old, he may start to slow down a bit, as retirement can't be too far off. But he thinks the excitement around development in Cedar Rapids is just taking off.
I am very optimistic on the future of Cedar Rapids. I'm a great believer in it. I think we have excellent leadership right now with our mayor and our city manager, and I think you're seeing great things happen because of that. We also have good leadership, I believe, in our school district, and I think we have good leadership in the private sector. And when you get everybody working together, which we are right now, and that hasn't always been the case, but you can see a lot of really good things happening, and I think over the next 5 to 10 years, we're all going to be very proud of our community.
Tonight, we are pleased to honor Kyle Skogman as a 2016 Junior Achievement Laureate.